Now, despite new ongoing negotiations between the United States and Iran has announced its intention to further develop its missile program, now including missiles with a 5,000-kilometer range. And this is a challenge to the United States, who has recently threatened new sanctions against them. As long as the United States supports Israel, we will expand our missile capabilities. Now, this is seemingly separate from the negotiations that they have carried out in just the recent past. Now, they've done what the United States wanted them to do. They gave up a nuclear program. They handed over anything that could be used to make nuclear weapons. They've removed restrictions on their nuclear program. In other words, as long as they stay completely incapable of defending themselves from a real imperialist attack, i.e. needing a nuclear weapon, they've held up their part of the deal. Now, there was also a part of a UN resolution that said that that would bar testing missiles. But Iran says that as long as it has no nuclear weaponry, then there's no right to place a missile ban on them. Because if they are allowed to have conventional missiles, they kind of need to test them. Because if you don't test your weapons, well, they're not going to function properly. And essentially, this is another further push to limit Iran's ability to maintain its own independence and autonomy out from underneath U.S. imperialism. Now, I frankly see this as a good step, because previously it has seemed like, from the terms of the agreement between Iran and the United States, that Iran had essentially just surrendered to them and completely given up everything, including their nuclear program, which was a terrible error in my eyes. Now, part of the agreement between the United States and Iran is an agreement by the United States and the EU to unfreeze billions of dollars of Iranian assets that Iranian international firms have in their financial system, and end the bans that have basically destroyed their oil exports. But what's important here is that there's some measure that Iran is taking against the U.S. demands, that even if they're not allowed to have nuclear weapons or even nuclear energy for that matter, they're still going to maintain at least something that would give them the capability of striking back at someone in the region who has the ability to strike them. I mean, it is not self-defense a right that every person and even every country has? But not according to U.S. imperialism, which says they should not be able to basically strike at all. If you're not even allowed to test missiles, then you're basically not allowed to have missiles, because if you can't develop them, they're not going to work. So Iran is totally right in staying the path and insisting that it continue with its missile development program. And I salute Iran for taking even this very small step towards trying to maintain its own independence. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.